Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about nervous system along with peripheral nervous system and sympathetic nervous system, autonomic nervous system. Okay, and the is about the nerve impulse conduction. Okay, and these are the learning objective of today's discussion. After completing a lecture, student able to understand about nervous system and resting membrane potential and what is graded potential and how the nerve impulse conduction has to be take place in the body. So first of all, we need to know about what is nervous system. Okay, so nervous system comprise of neurons. Okay, and millions of interconnected neurons form the nervous system. And human nervous system has two major part: the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Okay, and the central nervous system include the brain and spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system include the spinal nerve and cranial nerve. Okay, along with somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Okay, so the somatic nervous system include the afferent part and efferent part, while the autonomic nervous system comprise of sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so how the nervous system organization is to be take place in the body. Okay, so if we talk about the central nervous system, so it has two component, brain and second is spinal cord. Okay, as you have to see in this figure, this is brain which has cerebrum, corpus colium and cerebrum and brain stem along with spinal cord. Okay, inside the vertebral column. Okay, and the all neurons outside the central nervous system comes under the peripheral nervous system. Okay, and these include 31 pair spinal nerve along with 12 pair of cranial nerve. Okay, so this is the part of peripheral nervous system. Okay, which include peripheral nerves. And the brain has three major area. It includes cerebrum, cerebellum, and brain stem. Okay, and cerebrum composed of telencephalon and diencephalon, and the brain stem comprised of midbrain, pons, medulla oblongata. Okay, and cerebrum is we have to discuss here. It is composed of telencephalon or cerebral cortex, and along with diencephalon. And cerebral cortex is a gray matter because nerve fiber lack a white myelin coating. So that's why. This figure shows the telencephalon and diencephalon, okay, and thalamus, epithalamus, and cerebellum, and medulla oblongata, and pons, midbrain, and spinal cord. So, cerebral cortex has four major lobes. It include parietal lobe, frontal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe. Okay, each has its specific function in the body. And what is the function of cerebral cortex? So the function is intellectual processes. Okay, and thought intelligence is related to the cerebral cortex and processes sensory information and integrate with past experience to produce appropriate motor response. Okay, so this is the major function of cerebral cortex. Okay, as you have to see in this figure, there is hemisphere has two component. The right portion is called right hemisphere, and left portion is called left hemisphere. Okay, and here you have to see that the motor cortex and sensory cortex. Okay, and in the middle line is called longitudinal fissure. Okay, and the bulges between the motor cortex and sensory cortex is called central sulcus. And diencephalon has two major parts, the thalamus and hypothalamus. Okay, and the function of thalamus is to release stimuli that receive from all sensory neurons to cortex for interpretation, and it relays signal from the cerebral cortex to the proper area for further processing. Okay, so this is the function of thalamus, and hypothalamus monitor many parameters like temperature change, blood glucose level up and down, various hormones level. Okay, and hypothalamus help maintain homeostasis and signal the pituitary via releasing factors. Okay, so that's why hypothalamus and pituitary, which are the endocrine part or is the part of the endocrine system, is called master gland, because the hypothalamus and pituitary collectively regulate the all other endocrine system in the body, and see it signal the lower neural center. So it is connective link between the neural as well as hormonal system of the body. So in this we have to see that there is thalamus and hypothalamus. Okay, these are the part of the diencephalon and corpus callosum and cerebrum and fornix and optic chiasma and pituitary gland. Okay, which connect by the pituitary stalk with the hypothalamus and medulla oblongata and spinal cord and pons, then cerebrum and ventricle. Okay, and pineal bodies. Okay, so cerebrum located behind the brain stem. Okay, as you have to see in this figure, and it help monitor and regulate movement of body and integrate postural adjustment and maintenance of equilibrium and perception of speed and other reflex related to the fine tuning of movement. Okay, as you have to see in this figure, this is various parts that include mesencephalic aqueduct and pineal gland and corpora quadrigemia and white matter, also called arval white, and folia and gray matter and medulla oblongata, pons, and fourth ventricle and mesencephalon. Okay, and mammillary body. So this is a mid sagittal section of brain, and brain stem is include the uh, midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. Okay, and the brainstem maintain vegetative function, where is respiratory control center, and where is cardiovascular control center. Okay, and it control the reflex actions. And spinal cord contain both gray matter as well as white matter. And gray matter is H-shape in core of cord. You have to see in this figure. This is central canal. Uh, okay, and surrounded this central canal there is gray matter. Okay, and surrounded by the gray matter there is a white matter, and this is cross section of spinal cord. Okay. So the gray matter is the region of brain and spinal cord that made up of primarily of cell bodies and dendrites of nerve cells and interneurons in spinal cord and small nerves which do not leave the spinal cord and terminal portion of axon. Okay, and white matter comprise of a tract or pathway that made up of bundles of myelinated nerves, and white matter carry ascending as well as descending signal. So the ascending signal that include the ascending nerves tract from sensory receptors through dorsal root and upward to the thalamus and to the cerebral cortex, while the pyramidal tract that transmit impulse downward eventually excites motor neurons that control muscle contraction, and extra pyramidal region that originate in the brain stem and descend to control posture or body structure. And descending the tract, okay, is you have to see that there is two part: the ascending, that is dorsal part, and descending, that is lateral and ventral medial tract part. Okay. Now the peripheral nervous system. So the peripheral nervous system include the 31 pair of spinal nerve, including 12 pair of cranial nerve, and each spinal nerve is a mixed nerve that containing the somatic afferent neuron, visceral afferent neuron, somatic efferent neuron, and visceral efferent neuron. Okay, and you have to see in this figure, there is cervical, the 31 pair of nerve divided into the various name as per the region. So the cervical nerve from C1 to C8, and thoracic nerve from T1 to T12, and lumbar nerve from L1 to L5, and sacral nerve from S1 to S6, and coaxial nerve, that is single, that is C0. Okay, and this region is called cervical plexus, then brachial plexus, then cervical enlargement, then intercostal nerves, then lumbar enlargement, and lumbar plexus, and sacral plexus, and coda equina. Okay. So the somatic nervous system include the somatic afferent, that is sensory nerves that carry sensory information from periphery to the spinal cord, and it include exteroceptive that include the pain, sense of temperature, sense of touch, and proprioceptive. Okay, and the somatic efferent nerves, that is a motor nerve that communicate from spinal cord to the skeletal muscle for the response. Okay, and autonomic nervous system divided into the two part: sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. And sympathetic nervous system responsible for increasing activity in most of the system except gastrointestinal tract, and adrenergic fiber release epinephrine, which is a part of the sympathetic nervous system, and parasympathetic nervous system responsible for slowing activity in the most of the system except gastrointestinal tract, and cholinergic fiber release acetylcholine, which is the part of the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay. So this figure shows the various action of sympathetic effect and parasympathetic effect. Okay, so sympathetic effect increase the blood flow. Okay, and increase the ventilation, and increase perspiration, and increase force and contraction rate, and decrease gastrointestinal tract motility, and dilate pupils, and decrease secretion of digestive juice, and increase mean pressure, and increase diameter of airways. Okay, and parasympathetic effect include the decrease blood flow toward the skeletal muscle, and decrease ventilation, and there is no effect on sweat gland, and decrease force and contraction rate of heart, and increase gastrointestinal tract motility, and constrict pupil, and increase secretion of digestive juices, and decrease mean pressure, mean blood pressure, and decrease diameter of airways. Okay. So, what is autonomic reflex? So, it includes the monosynaptic reflex arc, and like in this figure, you see that there is stretch receptor and X tension muscles, and sensory neuron, that is afferent fiber, and okay, then it goes into the gray matter, then the alpha motor neuron, that is efferent fiber. Okay, so this is the path of monosynaptic reflex. Okay, and complex reflex include and involve multiple synapses and cross extensor reflex. Okay, and motor unit. So it is a single motor neuron, and all of the muscle fiber, which is innervates, represent a functional unit of movement. So this is called motor unit, and ratio of muscle fiber to nerve relates to the muscle movement function. As in this figure, you can see that neuron that include the cell body and axon. Okay, and here is the node of Renwire and Swan shell. Okay, so this is called complete one motor unit. So that's why the neuron are two types: motor neuron that carry uh, information from the brain or spinal cord toward the skeletal muscle, and sensory neuron that carry information from the toward the brain or spinal cord. Okay, so as you can see in this figure, there is a cell body and dendrites. Okay, and it is myelinated, which has node of Renwire and the terminal branches. Okay, so this is motor nerve. Okay, and on the right side, this is sensory nerve. Okay, which has central fiber, and it has peripheral fiber. Okay, so, but this divided on the basis of the path of the information they carry. And there are three basic parts. It has axon, dendrites, and cell bodies. So the sensory nerve, it enters the spinal cord on the dorsal side, and cell body lies outside the spinal cord in the dorsal root, that is ganglia. Okay, and motor nerve that exit the spinal cord on the ventral side, and cell body lies within gray matter of spinal cord, and the somatic part innervate skeletal muscle, and autonomic part innervate internal organs or smooth muscle. Okay, so the motor nerve has two types. Okay, the somatic and autonomic. And the neuron part. So the axon is the part of neuron that carry impulse away from the cell body. Okay, and myelin. So it is made up of Schwann cells that wrap around the axon of some neuron, which is called myelinated neuron, and rest of the called unmyelinated neuron. Okay, and due to the myelination, it has node of Renwire, and the nerve impulse conduction flow in the myelinated fiber is at faster rate as compared to the non-myelinated sheet due to the saltatory conduction, and it appear as a multiple lipid protein layer and are actually a continuous cells and increase the speed of nerve impulse conduction. And what is node of Renwire? So node of Renwire is the gaps between the swan shells, and from this node of Renwire, the action potential arrive only at the node of Renwire. That's why the speed of nerve impulse conduction is high as compared to the neuron that didn't have node of Renwire. That's why here the impulse jump from a node of Renwire to the next node of Renwire. So this is called saltatory conduction, which has a high speed as compared to the continuous conduction. You have to see that there is site of action potential. Okay, and this action potential jump from the node to node, and this is called saltatory conduction. Okay, and the dendrites and cell body. So dendrites receive stimuli and carry it to the cell body, and cell body which is the site of cellular activity. Okay, so it has nasal bodies. Okay, and nucleolus and nucleus. Okay, and what is synapse? Okay, so synapse is the a small gap between the neuron to neuron and neuron to the muscle, and it is a junction between the dendrites of one neuron and the axon of the next neuron. Okay, so it is a small gap between the presynaptic neuron and the postsynaptic neuron, and here nerve communicate by releasing a chemical messenger at the synapse, which is called neurotransmitter. Okay, so here at the synapse, the nerve impulse conduction has to be take place, which is called that's why it is called chemical synapse, because here neurotransmitter meter has to be released that conduct nerve impulse. Okay, and here the electrical potential which arrive at a presynaptic neuron convert into the chemical signal. Then again, this chemical signal convert into the electrical signal that transmit toward the postsynaptic neuron. Okay, so this is called synapse. Okay, so you have to see that there is pre-synaptic neuron and the post-synaptic neuron. Okay, so the pre-synaptic neuron axon portion of the pre-synaptic neuron and a dendrite portion of the post-synaptic neuron. There is a small gap you have to observe. This is called synapse. And here, when the uh, action potential has to be arrived at the end bulb of the presynaptic neuron. Okay, so it initiate and release the neurotransmitter at the gap between the two neuron, which is called synapse. And here the neurotransmitter now attached with its receptor. Okay, and and it now carry the nerve impulse from the presynaptic neuron toward the postsynaptic neuron. Okay, and this neurotransmitter either has a nature of monoamines and neuropeptides and nitric oxide. Okay, and the most common neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. And motor nerve, so it has alpha motor nerve, and the second one is gamma motor nerve. And alpha motor nerve has a larger fiber that conduct impulse faster, and it innervate and regulate to muscle fiber. And gamma motor nerves is smaller fiber as compared to the alpha motor nerve, and it conduct impulse more slowly, and it innervate proprioceptor such as muscle spindle. And then the nerve properties related to the function. So the it has irritability, that means able to respond to stimuli. This is a property of neuron. And conductivity means that a neuron able to transmit electrical potential along the axon. Okay, and what is the resting membrane potential? Okay, so the potential at the rest, okay, is called resting membrane potential. Okay, so at the rest, this neuron itself establish a certain amount of membrane potential, which is equivalent to the minus 70 millivolt. Okay, so this difference in the charge between the inside and outside of the cell also maintained during the resting phase, due to the sodium is greater concentration outside, and the potassium in the greater concentration inside, and anion in greater concentration is inside. Okay, so this creates a difference in the concentration of these ion, and membrane permeability is greater for the potassium ion than sodium ion, which create the difference between the concentration of both ion across the membrane. And this maintain the certain amount of membrane potential, which is called resting membrane potential. And the sodium potassium pump moves the sodium out and potassium in. Okay, So you have to see that the polarized phase and depolarized phase of neuron. Okay, so the polarized phase, the sodium channel has to be closed. Okay, and at the depolarized phase, the sodium channel has to be open, and the sodium channel uh, then inactivated. Okay, then again the repolarizing phase has to be start. So how the extra potential has to be generated? Okay, so when the any stimulus has to be arrived, okay, which is cross the threshold level, okay, can able to generate action potential, and the voltage gated ion channel involved to generate action potential, okay, and the sodium channel opens when the impulse or the stimulus cross the threshold level. Okay, so due to the change in the voltage of the membrane, the sodium channel open, and it start the sodium rush in, and the sodium channel then close. Then it means it stop inward flow of the sodium, and the potassium channel open. Then the potassium rush out from the inside to the outside, and the net effect is the depolarization, and then the repolarization, and the electric flow created by the ionic flow, not electron flow. Okay. So here the sodium potassium pump also has to be work, okay, and the membrane bound, it is a membrane bound protein that utilize ATP and maintain the resting membrane potential along the neuron, and it establishes sodium and potassium concentration gradient, so that the resting membrane potential has to be established. Okay. So in this way, we have to see that how the action potential has to be initiated. And what is the neuromuscular junction? So it is a motor neuron cell body and dendrites in a gray matter of spinal cord, and axon extend to the muscle, and the axon terminal end contain a synaptic knob, and this synaptic knob has synaptic vesicles that containing acetylcholine at the site of neuromuscular junction. It is a junction of neuron endings in the muscle. Okay, so you have to see that the neuromuscular junction. Okay, here there is alpha motor neuron. Okay, uh, which has cell body and the dendrites and axon, and the axon end has the terminal branches which is form motor and plate. Okay, and axon leaves spinal cord and extend to up to the skeletal muscle, where the terminal branches end in the synaptic node. Okay, so this is called a neuromuscular junction. So what is motor end plate? So motor end plate is the area beneath the terminal branches of the axon, and it contains acetylcholine receptor complex. And why the acetylcholine released when the extra potential has to be arrived here. Okay, and this acetylcholine bind with the acetylcholine receptor, and the acetylcholine binding open the receptor complex. Okay, and the choline esterase degrade the acetylcholine after the action has to be completed into the acetate and choline. So in this way, you have to see that how this would happen. You have to see that the action potential arrive at the axon or at the end bulb of axon. Okay, or here when the action potential arrive at the synaptic knob. Okay, so the synaptic site containing acetyl choline fuse with the membrane and release acetyl choline into the space. This is called synapse. Okay, then this acetylcholine bind with its receptor, which is called acetylcholine receptor. Okay, and in this way, uh, the extra potential cross this synapse and reach up to the skeletal muscle. Okay, then contraction or relaxation has to be take place. and what is the tension that generating characteristic. Okay, so in the muscles there is all or none rule has to be applied. Okay, so this means it doesn't means the threshold is level of stimulus threshold level of stimulus is high or low. Okay, so it doesn't matter, but the all the nerve fiber has to be contract at once. So when a neuron reaches threshold, it generates an action potential which is conducted the length of the axon without any voltage change. Okay. So when the nerve fire, all the muscle fiber is innervate contracts. Okay. So it has been one fiber has to be contract, two fiber has to be contract. Okay. All fiber at once has to be contract. Okay. So that's why here all or none rule has to be applied. If the stimulus cannot cross the threshold level, it cannot able to generate action potential. Okay, so this is that's why it is called all or none rule. So what is the summation of local or graded potential? Okay, so it is two types: the temporal summation and a spatial summation. As in this figure, you can see that the additive effect of successive stimuli from an axon is called a temporal summation, and additive effect of stimuli from various axons is called a spatial summation. Okay? And what is gradation of force? The force of muscle varies from slight to maximum, and increased number of motor unit recruited and increased frequency of motor unit discharge. Okay, so it may cause many simple twitch may some induced by summation and produce tetanus. Okay, which is called uh, the fast contraction of muscle fiber. And what is the proprioceptors? So it has muscle spindle and Golgi tendon organs and Pacinian corpuscles and Ruffini endings. Okay, all these are the part of the proprioceptors. So the muscle spindles, as you have to see in this figure, it is encapsulated fiber within the muscle valley, and it monitor changes in the muscle length, and it monitor the rate of change in the muscle length, and it respond by causing the muscle contraction. Okay, and what is Golgi tendon organs? So it is a encapsulated receptor that located at the musculotendinous junction. Okay, and these monitor tension within the tendon. Okay, so that's why it is called Golgi tendon organs, and it respond by causing the muscle to relax. Okay, as in this way you have to see that this is Golgi tendon organs. Okay, and what is Pacinian corpuscles and Ruffini endings. Okay, so it is encapsulated receptor that located near joints and in the muscle, in the tendons, in the bones. Okay, so this is called Pacini corpuscles and Ruffini endings. So now we have to summarize the discussion. So first of all, we have to discuss what is the nervous system. Okay, the nervous system is nothing but it has millions of interconnected neurons that form nervous system. Okay, and the nervous system has two components: the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. And the central nervous system has again two components: the brain and spinal cord that comprise central nervous system, and the spinal nerve and the cranial nerves comprise the peripheral nervous system. Okay, and on the other hand, the nervous system also divided into the two categories: the somatic nervous system as well as autonomic nervous system. Okay, and the somatic nervous system include the afferent and efferent neurons, while the autonomic nervous system has two components: the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so it is central nervous system which comprise of brain and spinal cord. Okay, and it is peripheral nervous system, which comprise of spinal nerves, which is in 31 pairs, and cranial nerve, which is 12 in pairs. Okay, and the central nervous system has three component, and the brain is a part of central nervous system, which has three major components: cerebrum, cerebellum, and brain stem. And cerebrum composed of telencephalon, diencephalon, okay, and the brain stem composed of midbrain, pons, medulla oblongata, okay, and the cerebral cortex has four major lobes. This is called parietal lobe, frontal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe, on the basis of their position in the brain. And then we have to discuss what is the function of cerebral cortex. Okay. Then diencephalon has two major parts: the thalamus and hypothalamus. Okay. So the function of thalamus is to relay stimuli received from all sensory neurons to the cortex for interpretation, and the function of hypothalamus is to connect nervous system with the endocrine system. And cerebrum is located behind the brain stem. Okay, it to help monitor and regulate movement. And brain stem composed of three parts: midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. Okay, it maintains vegetative function. And its spinal cord has contain both gray matter and white matter. Okay, and gray matter is S-shaped in the spinal cord. Okay, you have to see that gray matter look like H shape. Okay, which is surrounded by the white matter. Okay. So, gray matter is comprised of cell bodies and dendrites of nerve cells. Okay, and white matter contain pathway or tract that made up of bundles of myelinated nerves. And peripheral nervous system, it has uh, 31 pair of spinal nerve, okay, which divided into the cervical nerve, thoracic nerve, lumbar nerve, sacral nerve, and coccygeal nerve. Okay, while 12 pair of cranial nerve. Okay. And the somatic nervous system include the somatic sensory nerve and somatic efferent, that is a motor nerve. And autonomic nervous system has two parts: sympathetic and parasympathetic. Okay, and most of the place sympathetic nervous system increase the activity, and most of the place parasympathetic nervous system decrease the activity. Okay, so this table shows the sympathetic effect and the parasympathetic effect. Okay, and the autonomic reflex. This is the path of autonomic reflex. Okay, and the complex reflex. Okay, and the complex reflex involve multiple synapses. That's why it is called complex reflex. And motor neuron. Okay, so motor neuron and it include the cell body. Okay, that comprise information from the brain or spinal cord toward the effector or skeletal muscle. Okay, and neuron has two types: motor neuron or sensory neuron. And each neuron has three components: axon, dendrites, and cell body. Okay, so there are two types of nerve: sensory nerve and the motor nerve. Okay, and on the basis of myelin sheath, these nerve are two types: myelinating nerve and non-myelinating nerve. Okay, and the myelinating nerve has node of Renwire through which the saltatory conduction has to be take place. Okay, and what then to define what is the synapse. Okay, this is synapse. And what is the alpha motor nerve, what is the gamma motor nerve. Okay, then you have to describe the nerve properties. So it has irritability and conductivity. Okay, and how the resting memory potential has to be established, and how the action potential has to be generated. Okay, and what is neuromuscular junction. and what in a motor end plate. Okay. Then how what is the all or none rule? What is the summation? What is temporal summation? What is spatial summation? Okay. Then we have to discuss gradation of force. Okay. Then what is the proprioceptors? Okay. Muscle spindles, Golgi tendon organs, and Pacini corpuses and Ruffini endings. Okay. You see the reference. Now you have to attempt quiz. In the excitatory transmission, the neurotransmitter receptor reaction on the postsynaptic membrane depolarize the membrane and initiate action potential. The depolarizing phase of the nerve impulse open when the voltage gated calcium channel are open. Okay. So option A is correct. So for inhibitory transmission, hyperpolarize the membrane and make it more difficult to generate an action potential and reaction between the neurotransmitter with the receptors open. Okay, when the voltage gated potassium channel are open. Okay, so the option C is correct. And the potential that used for the short distance communication, so it is degraded potential. So the option A is correct. The potential that used for the long distance communication, that is action potential. So option B is correct. Why membrane permeability to potassium ion is higher need to maintain resting potential of minus 70 millivolt in nerve cell because more potassium ion than the sodium ion leakage channel are present that maintain the membrane resting membrane potential. So option A is correct. And membrane of neuron has become more negative in. Okay, so at the hyperpolarizing condition, the neuron has more negative. So option A is correct. And which statement is correct regarding speed of nerve impulse conduction? So the larger magnetic fiber conduct impulse faster, okay, due to the size and the surface conduction. So the option A is correct. The site of communication between two neuron or between neuron and effector cell is called synapse. Okay, so this is a small gap that present with the neuron to neuron and neuron to effector cell. Thank you.